my curry tastes beautiful, but there's something not 100% right with the texture. Feeling almost a little bit grainy to me and thinking that it's a little bit thick, but time is really running out.
Are you going to strain it off?
I don't have time to strain it. I'm hoping that that's not what's going to let me down today.
You have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Tools down. Well done.
Good work, guys. You guys are amazing.
Oh, cooking seafood for Rick Stein is something I never thought I would do. It's amazing. He's huge in the food industry, and it's a real honour to have him taste my food.
I feel really proud of myself for that dish. It's definitely showcasing the squid, it's definitely showcasing Malaysians. I'm slightly concerned about the textures in the actual curry. I'm hoping that that's not something that's going to be too detrimental to my dish today.
I feel really disappointed when I look at my plate. And I just really hope that I haven't blown it.
An interesting dynamic, isn't it? Pure luck, a fish and a cuisine. And I think we're going to taste some great dishes. Were you happy with what you saw?
I was really impressed today watching them. Had difficult tasks. I thought they did just really well.
And I think we really sense that we're coming to finals week and no one wants to go home.
Yeah.
And I like that focus. They're working very clean, very methodically, and yet putting up stuff that's quite inspired.
Shall we get the first dish in?
That's...
Good luck, Billy. Good luck, Billy.
The seafood is certainly the hero of the dish today. I've used the bones in the broth and also the piece of fish on top, front and centre. And I really hope I've cooked it well enough for Rick Stein, because that's going to be a big point in judging the dish.
So, Billy, you had to cook a Spanish dish with red emperor.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's pan-seared red emperor with a chorizo, sherry and saffron broth.
How's your dream changed while you've been here?
I don't think it's changed so much, it's just become stronger. I want to open a cafe restaurant in a regional area. I grew up on a farm and I just loved seeing all the farm animals and farm produce grow. Cooked in the kitchen is just, can't compare to, I find anyway.
Well, I too was actually born and brought up on a farm. A lot of my understanding and love of food stems from those early days when I was a child on the farm.
Yeah.
I think you have a unique insight into food and where it comes from.
For sure, that's exactly how I feel.
Time for you to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Rick.
Thanks, Billy.
That all looks so beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah. That's restaurant cooking.
And it looks like Spain. You know, that lovely colour.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
And also there's a sort of like ruggedness about the dish as well. I mean, it's pretty, but it's gnarly.
There's all those burny bits.
How's it cooked?
Nice. Let's taste.
Let's taste. An absolute knockout. I absolutely love it. The fish cooked perfectly, vegetables delightful, sauce is fabulous.
I love sauce because it shows off the skill and intuitiveness of the cook, what to add, what to take away, what to balance it with. And I couldn't make that any better myself.
It's all in one spoonful.
Brilliant.
Everything that you want in a soup and a sauce.
Where do you ever get a dish like this, you know? It's got thought, it's got character. I mean, I'm so glad she's been set this, because you suddenly think, hey, when are we going to taste something like this in a restaurant?
Well, hopefully when Billy opens her own place, it'll be next.
Because we're all going.
It's definitely deserves to be in there. I think it's the cleverness of using the herb oil to bring some real freshness to the dish. The orange does that job as well. It's a really, really complete dish, and I think that's the sort of cooking that gets you to the finals.
Right, let's get the next dish in.
My strength is Asian street food, and I feel like I've nailed those Malaysian flavours. I'm just hoping that I've cooked that squid beautifully.
Amy, what was the fish protein and what was the cuisine?
I had squid and Malaysian.
Yep.
So I've done a lemongrass coconut Malaysian curry with squid noodles.
How do you feel after that cook?
I don't know if I feel safe. I mean, I think that was a really good cook for a lot of people. I'm happy with my dish, but yeah, it's going to come down to a fine line, I think, today.
This is the time. It's like when you run a race. I don't run many races, but when you run a race, you need enough gas in the tank to tip yourself over the finishing line. So what's happening?
I need to definitely find another gear and kick into that gear, because everybody's sort of getting to an amazing stage.
Are you not feeling that you're at an amazing stage?
I do, but I do feel like I'm at the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I just really want to push forward, and I am finding it quite hard, but...
There you go. No time for self-doubt, in all honesty. And you're a great cook, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
I know I can do it. I've got to push really hard.
And that's what you're trying to show us today by doing the squid noodles.
Yes.
You're trying to show us that it's not rice under there, it's something a bit more, exciting.
Yeah.
Amy, we'll taste now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to meet you.
There's definitely a nice little aroma coming from this dish.
Curry leaf I can smell. And I think this little touch of the fried rice paper and the curry leaves over the top and that charred calamari, it looks quite appetising, to be honest.
Shall we taste and find out?
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. See that tentacle there, that little leg? That has been whispered over the flame. You'd be chewing for a month.
That's really undercooked. You can just see it there.
The texture of the sauce is an issue.
Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be enough liquid in it, really.
Well, it looks a little bit claggy, doesn't it?
It's claggy, yeah. I mean, what is really...
This is going to be coming in quick, yeah? More sauce, guys. Take them off me. Final call, everyone. Last little flurry of fishy activity.
10 seconds to go.
Come on, guys. Let's get this wrapped up. Someone help me grab this off the grill. So go. Behind, hot pan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it. Step away from your bench.
This squid looks fantastic. We've got so much food. I can't believe how much we've cooked.
It was pretty stressful there for the last part of it. I was starting to think, will we ever do it? But we did. It was good.
I'm thinking straight away keeping the menu simple was the right direction. But I'm looking at the blue team and there was such a display of food. Their presentation looks, $1 million. God, I hope we've done enough.
Welcome to this midnight feast here at the docks at Fremantle. The red and the blue team have put together what we hope will be a delicious representation of the product that's come out of the waters of Fremantle. I look at this table and there's 550 years or so experience of seafood from these waters. So we're relying on you to decide which team's done the best job, which team goes forward to fight for immunity tomorrow. The blue team docked first, So they'll serve first. Enjoy, and thank you very much indeed for sharing our table with us.
Squid? No, it's fried bread.
Fattoush salad, Arabic salad.
I'm standing near Matt, and I was surprised because I didn't know what exactly everything was. And I started getting really nervous. Maybe we should not have gone, you could say, exotic. Maybe we should have done plain Jane. And I'm thinking, oh God, if we fail, it will be my fault.
Tell us what the dishes are.
Today we've given you guys a variety of things. We got a fattoush salad here with fried bread, seared scallop on cauliflower puree with a tomato salsa, butterflied prawns with a butter, herb and garlic sauce, pan-fried whitings. We also got deep-fried whiting with a aioli, Thai-inspired soup, a Middle Eastern dish of rice with marinated fish on top of that, and a fried prawn with seared scallop.
Fantastic, Samira. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you.
Deep down, I'm freaking out. It's all in the fisherman's hands. Let's just hope they've experienced exotic foods before.
Well, please, help yourself.
Super impressed with the blue team. I mean, they have covered this table full of seafood goodness.
And those scallops, sophisticated, delicious, and I really enjoyed that.
I'd tell you what I liked, that sweet rice.
I've never eaten it before, and it was lovely. I enjoyed it.
In terms of question marks, question mark over the fattoush bread very crunchy and a bit clumsily prepared.
It was not tasty to me at all.
Just in there for you guys.
Oh, nice. Beer butter whiting.
There we are, guys. Have a good meal. Pleasure.
Well, Nolene, this is the Battle Royal. Tell us what you've done.
The red team's hoping that you will enjoy tonight a meal of wok fried whole prawns, grilled butterflied prawns, sautéed scallops in butter, battered whiting, 2-minute squid, served with a fennel salad and crunchy roast potatoes. And I hope you all enjoy your meal tonight.
Let's go, let's tuck in.
I think the blue team's got the scallops wrapped up, but the red team, prawns, were better.
Two totally different approaches, though. You got one eclectic style and one sort of this very clean and Mediterranean.
It's quite interesting, the prawns that are sitting on the board over there, not many people are sort of gravitating to them because they're whole. And compared to the ones that are split, where you can literally stick your fork in and pull out.
So I'll tell you what is delicious. That's that squid.
Anyone that can keep calamari as tender as that and really get that flavour through, that was fantastic. The scallops actually worked well with it too, whereas the previous ones that we had that had the capsicum flavour on the top, unfortunately it really overpowered it.
Probably what the red team have nailed is a coherence in what they've made.
Yeah, red team have taken the seafood, they've championed it.
Probably for me, there are more things that I loved from the blue team, but overall this is a more balanced menu.
Now that I have all my garnishes on my serving plate, I pipe the mussel foam just next to the seafood. I just have to try and make sure it looks gorgeous, but I'm running out of time. Come on, Carly.
Come on, Sarah, you can do this.
Foam. It's time to put the foam on my plate. I'm hoping it's thick consistency.
Sarah has really pulled everything out of the bag in this final minute, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. I really don't think she's going to get that foam done in time.
It hasn't worked. It's just not thick enough. I can't use this.
Let's move on to something else.
I don't have the foam to plate, George.
You don't have foam? What do you mean?
It hasn't foamed up.
on, Sarah, you can do this.
I don't have time to worry about the foam. This is what it's got to be. I've really got to move on to dipping the pearl.
Great job, Seth.
Come on, Carly. Talk about pressure. My goodness. 10 seconds.
Don't give up, keep pushing.
9, 8, 7,
Get it on the plate.
6, 5,
Come on.
4,
Come on.
3,
Done so well, come on.
2, 1. That's it. Time's up.
Done, guys.
I'm feeling so relieved. I haven't got the foam on my plate, but it all comes down to flavour at this point.
My biggest concern on that plate is the missing marmalade. By missing one element, it could throw the balance of the whole dish out.
I'm completely full of adrenaline as I'm walking my dish into the judges. I'm so proud of myself for getting this dish up. I honestly can't believe I've done it.
First pressure test.
Yes, first pressure test.
You happy?
I'm glad that I'm here and I've done it and I got through it. It was really testing and I haven't been under that level of pressure since I've walked into this kitchen, so I can't win this competition without being under that, and I'm glad I went through it.
Well done, Carly.
Thank you so much.
I think it's time to finish dressing your dish.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a look at that. I mean, let's be quite frank here. Amateur cook, that looks fantastic for a first timer.
There's a reason I'm smiling. It's actually super impressive.
Shall we taste?
Definitely.
Well, look, so much of this is about the ball, about how thin the crust is.
Wow, how thin is that, Gary?
Yeah, beautiful.
Guys, this ball is so thin.
That shell is perfect thickness. Flavour's really nice. I know.
Jeepers me, there's so much to love about this plate of food.
I think she's done a pretty darn good job.
Yeah, I totally agree.
As a central element, that caramelised miso flavour is delicious. And then all the other elements, I think, actually are really good.
I think the ice cream was great. It's smoky, umami bomb, really.
Yeah.
That wonderful maritime saltiness is really strong in the dish. Both texture and flavour is bang on.
The way that she plated it up, you know, she actually paid attention to the order that I had the seafood in, so,
Yeah.
you know, you get the different textures as you eat it. Little details like that are super important. Overall, I think she did a really good job.
Shall we get the next dish in?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So many things are going through my mind as I'm walking my plate up to the judges. I'm missing a crucial element, which is the marmalade. I'm really worried that this dish is going to send me home.
Toughest cook you've ever done?
This cook is definitely the toughest cook I've ever done.
Because it's not the kind of pressure test you want to be in with Sarah and Carly, is it?
No, definitely not. I mean, they're both amazing cooks and, you know, we form strong friendships in the house. But today I tried to push that aside and focus on what I had to do. And today I had to follow the recipe and put up a beautiful dish.
Tough, isn't it?
Definitely. Nothing comes easy. You got to push. And I think if you want something so badly, you got to give it everything.
You all right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Means a lot, doesn't it? All good. We've all shed a tear on this show before. And it all comes down to that there.
Do you want to pour?
don't underestimate how hard you guys work and how hard you push. Yeah?
Thank you.
Get out of here now. It's over to us.
Thank you.
Well, what do you think, boys? Everything's there except for the marmalade. That's definitely missing.
You know, so much depends on the thinness of the mannitol on the ball and also the impact of not having that marmalade on the plate.
Yeah.
Let's have a look how good the pearl is.
Very, very thin.
All right, let's plate up.
Certainly looks bright and clean.
It's really, really yum. It's a lovely dish to eat.
Yeah, there's really good flavours in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm liking about this plate of food is loving that sea foam. It's got great flavour. The cuttlefish, the miso flavour in the ice cream. And they connect really, really well.
It's missing the lemon marmalade. Like right now, my palate's just like calling out for acid. Which is unfortunate, but because the rest of the dish is actually really nice. It's very well executed.
Walking my dish towards the judges and Sean, I'm really, really proud of that little pearl. But I'm looking at the plate and I know that the foam's missing.
I don't know what was more intense, your time in that pressure test or watching you with more intensity. That was immense.
It was hell, but it was awesome. I definitely was pushed outside my limits, and all I wanted to do was rise to that challenge. So there are things on that plate that I'm not happy with. I don't have a foam on that plate. Sorry, chef. But it didn't work, and there was no way I'd put that on a plate.
Thanks, Sarah. I think it's time for us to taste.
All right.
You want to pour?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, what do you reckon, boys?
Closer look.
We know that she's missed out on the foam, but putting that aside, what do you reckon?
She's done a great job.
All right, let's have a look how good this pearl is.
Oh, that's thin. That's great.
I mean, look how thin that is.
Yeah, awesome.
It's fantastic. Right.
There's some really good things on the plate. The muscle's lovely and tender. The gel is fantastic.
The ice cream's like lacking. It's lacking that umami and that intensity, which is disappointing.
And it's just really light, isn't it?
It's milky. We also need to identify the fact that foam, which is an integral part to the dish, wasn't on the plate.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting tasting because when you start breaking it down and start thinking about the faults, there's a few of them. It's going to be a tough one. Come on!
Service is about to start and we need to get all those squids cooking.
We need to motor, guys. We need to motor. Move everything away from here. We need this for service.
I'm busting their chops and I know it, but I do not want to disappoint.
All right, Samira, get those breads toasting.
Samira's bread is out of the oven and it's looking so beautiful.
I'm very happy with my bread. It's the first time I've used the proper wood fire oven to cook the bread and it tastes really beautiful. I'm so happy.
You have 2 minutes, then service starts. Let's go, come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Check, check, check.
Come on, red team.
How you going up there?
We're getting there, Benny.
Capsicums are charred. I start to chop them up. Beautiful. That is gorgeous.
How are those quails looking?
Yes, they look beautiful.
We're cutting the quail in half and I'm really happy. There's just a slight pinkness inside the quail and I think they look beautiful.
Sarah, organise who's doing what. Start the production line.
Oh my God.
Let's start service, come on.
Come on, guys, we can do it. You've worked so hard.
This first batch of squid is ready for service.
Entree service starts and the squid's cooked just in time.
So I'm going to put that there.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then I'll do the tentacle.
Can sauce tastes so delicious. It took a lot of time pounding all the ingredients, but we got there in the end. And I'm so chuffed right now.
Service, please.
Char grilled squid with a roasted capsicum sauce, wood-fired bread.
So Samira made the bread, which is fantastic to see. And there's some good signs of fire. There are little blister marks on the squid and on the tomato. So yeah, look, if anything's cooked well, that could be very exciting.
I'm surprised and pleased because Khan was cooking that squid, I reckon, with about 30 seconds to go. I think as the plates were going out, it was still going over the charcoal. So for me, it's beautifully cooked, and that sort of pepper sauce is really tasty.
And the great thing is they did a tester on the squid, and it's tender.
And cooked it beautifully.
There's lots to love about this plate of food. Making the bread is super awesome.
The fact that Samira made the bread from scratch, put it in the oven, great texture, nice char on the toast.
Already got a bit smoky.
Really, a little bit smoky. Great.
Squid was excellent. Bread was very tasty. I liked the char on the outside. I was looking for seconds. I really enjoyed it.
I thought the squid was very tender. It went nicely with the capsicum sauce.
Yeah, is it good? Awesome.
Just need salt on the end.
Okay,
Where's
cool,
my
cool, cool.
salting?
Cool.
Everything has come together. The capsicum's on there, the quail's on there. We put some sage on the side so it's nice for the crisp element. They actually is looking great on the plate.
It's looking really good, you guys.
This dish is very simple, but it's very tasty. I just hope that it's enough for the judges after all the effort that went into making it.
Wow, red team.
Marinated quail, charred capsicum and crispy sage. Well, what do you reckon about the look? Can you see a bit of smoke and fire in there?
Yeah, I've got a nice bit of caramelisation on the quail itself, which is good. It's not blackened, which is good to see, and that can often be the case.
I like how the quail's cooked. Mine's beautifully pink.
I mean, they actually pulled the quail cooking off, which I was surprised at.
What we've got is quail that's cooked really well.
Yeah.
And, you know, the great texture of those capsicums.
15 minutes to go. I think we're all sitting there going, are they even going to have a dish? So what they put up is a credit to them, and it's a great combination. So you got to give that to them.
It's not far, is it?
No, it's
I mean,
not.
that's what's exciting right now. We've tasted the starters from the blue and the red team, and it's really close.
My quail was cooked beautifully. It was ever so slightly pink, it was succulent, slightly smoky, really tasty.
Quail was really nice, it was really soft. I hadn't had quail before, so very tasty.
How'd you go?
I enjoyed the cook, I really did. When I saw the paella, I'm like, what I'm gonna do. But I really enjoyed the cook.
So what are you most worried about?
I'm worried about if the crust is properly done. I think I've seen crust in there.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping I haven't taken it too far.
Anushka, we're gonna taste now.
Thank you, enjoy.
Right.
What do we think, guys? Appearance?
Yeah, it looks really good. She
Golden.
managed to get a bit of colour in there, yeah, and the seafood's nicely cooked.
Right, let's serve up.
What do you think?
Look, I think the rice is beautifully cooked on this one. It's still got a little bit of bite to it, and it's not overcooked, which is really important. But no, the flavours are good.
Where it is golden, you've got a lovely flavoured great crust, and combine that with that waft of saffron and those little slippery rags of red pepper, we're starting to get some of those telltale paella flavours.
Yeah, what I love about it is those kind of lovely dusky flavours of saffron, smoky flavours of the paprika, and a nice balance of what I think paella should taste like. And the separation of the grains is excellent.
Yeah, and for me, the seafood's cooked really well. There's some nice cooking of the prawns and the pippies and the mussels.
Yeah.
Let's get the next dish in.
Matching Lino's dish today without having the recipe was a lot more difficult than I actually thought. So I'm feeling really proud that I put up a dish that somewhat resembles Lino's, and I think that there's a crusty bottom under there as well, so that's a win too.
Oof. It's a weighty paella, wasn't it?
Gee, if you'd dreamt of the perfect pressure test for you with your love of seafood, this must have been it.
I mean, I love using seafood, but I knew that I really had to have my head in the game as much as possible, and really for me, I just thought about process. I thought about the things that I had to do and then how I had to get them there.
What are you worried about?
I was having trouble boiling off all of that extra liquid that I added in the middle there. So hopefully that crusty bottom is there.
I'd be crossing my fingers if I were you.
Yeah,
Like
got everything crossed.
Everything that crosses, cross and get out of here, and we'll taste.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, I mean, there is so much rice
There's
in
a
there,
lot
isn't
of
it?
rice in that pan, yeah. So, normally we would just keep it to about half the pan height, so you've got you could build up a great flavour in there, and obviously it'll help you do that succulent at the bottom, which I don't know if you're going to be able to do with so much rice.
All right, let's have a look. Come on, moment of truth. Upsides, he's peeled his large prawns. Seafood isn't overcooked, that's great. But the rice is overcooked. And there's way too much.
And there's way too much. I think the ratios are wrong there. It was never going to be an easy challenge. This is one of the hardest dishes I had to learn as well. I made many mistakes at the beginning. Yeah. You just can't overdo the rice, otherwise you've really got a rice dish with some seafood in it.
Yeah.
And it really isn't that. It's got to have a nice blend of both.
Interesting times.
Let's get the final paella in.